I was thinking, hey, well, because I'm all into this whole spiritual thing, the community is going to take care of me. My people is going to do this. My people are going to take care of me. They going, because I got these artistic skills. I got I can do this, and once I go ahead and I do this, they're gonna take care of me. They're gonna do this, okay. Like I said, I was homeless during that time, during that period. That's a brief fan. Peace and blessing. This is Rau Khu more, and I have been wanting to do a video about this for the longest. This is one of those other videos I've been wanting to do for the longest. I've mentioned this, I've commented on it several times in previous videos, but I've never actually went into actually explaining what it actually deals with. So here we are. That's what we're going to do right now. So most of us, we get involved in spiritual traditions. Okay, one of the first things that we learn about is that, and what we should be already familiar with, is the fact that there's two realities in our universe. Our universe is composed of a spiritual and physical reality. Okay, now that being said, most of us are familiar with the fact that the physical reality, if you're engrossed or you are polarized in the physical reality, that what happens is you're egotistical, you're selfish, you're greedy, conniving, the whole deal. Okay, there's a whole lot of unethical things that take place because basically, from the most part, you're living from your lower perspective, your lower mind, your lower self. Okay, your animalistic perspective, your animalistic self. Okay, this is what Setian behavior deals with. This is what Set deals with. All right. So for the most part, most of us are pretty much familiar with that. We pretty much understand that that's, if you're polarized in that, you can understand that that's evil. It's a little bit more of a challenge for many of us to understand how the spiritual aspect can be evil as well. And the reason why is because for the most part, we've been educated and indoctrinated in all the, religious teachings that focus on the physical aspect of our reality, or the physical reality. But if you are polarized in the spiritual reality, you are also engaging in evil. For instance, and like I said, this is kind of a challenge for a lot of people to kind of, embrace. But when you're engaged in a spirituality, basically it's like your head is always up in the clouds. You are completely idealistic, just totally idealistic. But really that idealistic behavior, or that idealistic way of doing things, is really like naivety. You're really naive about a lot of things, okay? Or just plain stupid, okay? Now, I'm saying that, and I'm trying to put it bluntly just to go ahead and give you an idea what I'm talking about. What's an example of an individual who's being too spiritual? An example of an individual being too spiritual is when you see these people going in here and they always talk about, this is one of those famous examples. You always hear these people talk about, slavery. They want to talk about the issue regarding slavery, and they always say, well, just get over it. It happened 400 or 500 years ago. Just forgive and forget. We can come together and sing Kumbaya and be through with it. Okay. That's being too spiritual, because you still have to right or wrong. You still have to go in here and make amends for what took place in the past. Okay. You just can't ignore it or sweep it up under the rug and expect it to go away, okay? Because all you're going to have is just a lumpy rug, all right? So that's an individual. When you hear people who go here and say that, for the most part, that's what it is. They're being too spiritual, okay? They're going ahead and they're trying because they're thinking from a idealistic perspective, but it's not grounded in the reality. That does not solve the problem by you just going ahead and saying, okay, let's just forget about slavery and be through with it, okay? Let's forget about it, forgive and forget, and move on, okay? Because it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't fix the problem, all right? Another example of individuals who can be too spiritual, okay? I know about this, personally. I remember when I was real, I was into this whole thing of being real spiritual and all that kind of stuff, changed my diet and all that. Okay, and again, I'm not knocking any of this. I'm just saying this is what I did. But I went ahead and changed my diet. I was eating a certain way, and at that same time, I was also homeless. Okay, this was the years, the couple of years that I was homeless, living in sleeping on people's floors in their houses, in abandoned, sleeping in hotel rooms and all that kind of stuff, sleeping, going week to week, trying to make money just to stay in a motel. Okay, that was me being too spiritual, and the reason why was because, hey, I was thinking, and tell me if you've heard this before. I was thinking, hey, well, because I'm all into this whole spiritual thing, the community is going to take care of me. My people is going to do this. My people are going to take care of me. They're going, because I got these artistic skills. I got I can do this, and once I go ahead and I do this, they're going to take care of me. They're going to do this, okay? Like I said, I was homeless during that period, okay? And the thing that, again, naivety, okay? The thing that a lot of people who, when you get too spiritual, what happens is that you forget that even though you're a spiritual individual, you're a spiritual being, and you're having a physical experience, you're inside a physical body. That physical body needs food. And where do you get food from? Well, you got to buy it. How are you able to buy it? You got to go in here and you got to go to work, And like I said, when you're too spiritual, you don't think like that, okay? So this is how, from a shamanic perspective, like I said, Set is considered to be evil, okay? Because he's polarized in the physical. But Osar is also considered to be evil because Osar is polarized in the spiritual. All right? Now, I know a lot of people who follow that mystic path, they hate when I say this, but when you think about it, it's like, yeah, both of them, like I said, both of them, Osar and Set, are both evil. Okay? And idealistically, if you're talking about really going ahead and being spiritual, it's really about being more like Rau. Rau is the perfect example of what it means to be spiritual from a shamanic perspective, because Rau has 1 foot grounded in the spiritual reality and 1 foot grounded in the physical reality. And this is symbolized by the white and red crown, okay, the Pashent crown, right? Now, when you think about it from that perspective, it makes a whole lot more sense, okay? It explains the reason why, Osar got murdered by his youngest brother, all right? Osar got murdered by his youngest brother because he was naive. He was too spiritual. Because who in their right mind would think, hey, okay, you're always thinking high of everyone else to the point that you think that they're not going to harm you, they're not going to hurt you. There's everybody's thinking on that higher level. No, they're not. Everybody's not on that higher level. Everybody's not on that higher vibration, that higher way of thinking. Okay? So, like I said, when you understand it from that perspective, it kind of puts things in a different light and different dark. Okay? So, hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully, like I said, again, that's just, the way in which I approach things now. That's part of the reason why I'm not striving to be like Osir anymore, and I'm striving to be more like Haru, so that I can go ahead and I can be balanced. All right? If you got any comments, questions, or suggestions, feel free to drop me a line. Until next time, head to poo. Peace.